Imagine waking up and knowing money won't decide your day. Today, we'll show you how the real path to that freedom looks. Not slogans, but numbers, real life scenarios, and strategies. This is the framework that ordinary people use to reclaim control over their finances, step by step, without relying on luck or chance. Quick note: the real life scenarios you hear are told in a way that reflects what you might be going through financially. They are fictional but inspired by real journeys. This video is educational and not financial advice. Results vary depending on individual circumstances, consistency, and external factors. But it is realistic, relatable, and directly applicable if you commit to the steps we outline. You see patterns that repeat for countless people, and you start to see behaviors you can adapt to your own situation. You know the feeling. The month stretches, bills pile up, and one emergency could undo everything. You're not lazy or foolish. You're trapped in a system with tight margins. But here's the truth. Many people who felt exactly like you changed their paths. And their changes were measurable. They didn't rely on miracles. They relied on deliberate, repeatable actions that fit into their daily lives. Imagine you, age neutral, maybe working a job you tolerate, and 1 month you can't cover rent. You skip meals to pay a bill. You check your bank app with dread. That was your life. You felt ashamed and stuck. One night, you decide something has to change. That night, you make a simple promise to yourself to take control, no matter how small the first step is. That decision, small as it was, started the entire journey. The spark wasn't a miracle. It was a small decision. Track 1 month of every expense. That was the first step. You did it with a pen, a spreadsheet, or a budgeting app, and the numbers told the truth. They revealed patterns, leaks, and opportunities. Suddenly, you could see exactly where every dollar went. And the mystery of your financial stress began to unravel. You realized it wasn't just bad luck. It was structure, habit, and awareness that were missing. Here's an important context. A large share of people live paycheck to paycheck, meaning that a missed check causes real harm. That makes tracking and small buffers essential first steps. A small buffer is a basic cash cushion, a small amount of money set aside to handle everyday expenses like food, transport, or minor bills without stress. Without seeing the numbers, you remain in a reactive mode, always one emergency away from chaos. Understanding your flow of money, even at a fine level of detail, allows for smart adjustments before crises hit. After tracking, you do three things: tighten your budget, create a tiny emergency buffer, and add one income stream. Tighten your budget by cutting easy wins, subscriptions, takeouts, impulse buys. Build a starter emergency buffer. Even $500 feels safer than zero. And test one side project in your free hours. A tiny emergency buffer is a slightly larger amount of money set aside to handle unexpected situations like urgent needs or quick repairs, while a starter emergency buffer is the next level, a more solid reserve, often around $300 to $500 or more, meant to prevent unexpected events from completely resetting your financial progress. These steps aren't glamorous, but they are effective. Today, a meaningful minority of people run part-time income projects. Side hustles are common and often necessary to reach breathing room. You decide to freelance a skill you already have. Maybe writing, design, or selling a simple digital product. The first month, you might earn a small amount. The third month, it can grow as consistency and effort improve. It's not dramatic, but it matters. You funnel that money to any outstanding bills and to your starter emergency buffer. Each payment reduces stress, increases control, and reinforces confidence. By month 12, your stress is lower and your choices increase. You've begun building momentum that compounds over time. To be clear, many people still lack reliable savings. Surveys show less than half of adults have enough to cover 3 months of expenses, which explains why small buffers and emergency buffers are practical priorities. These actions might feel small individually, but when combined and repeated consistently, they form the foundation of long-term financial stability. Now imagine the compounding effect. You keep budgeting. You automate $50 per week into a high yield account. You reinvest extra side hustle income into a modest retirement fund or index investment. Over years, small, repeatable actions create a real financial cushion. This is the core. Consistency beats occasional heroics every time. The routine of checking numbers, adjusting small behaviors, and reinforcing habits makes you more resilient to life's financial shocks. Another path is investment first. A person with a tiny buffer invests small, learns compounding, and gradually increases contributions. Neither path is a straight arrow. Both include setbacks, but both also rely on 3 repeatable moves: budget, build, invest. By seeing setbacks as data rather than failure, you maintain momentum. Each mistake is a lesson. Each small win is a reinforcement. Let's deepen the real life scenario. Imagine one evening, after 12 months of small wins, you glance at your bank account. You realize you can cover your expenses, a small emergency, and still save a little for growth. That feeling, a mixture of relief and pride, isn't magic. It's deliberate, incremental action made tangible. Your mindset has shifted. Fear has been replaced with control, and control compounds confidence. Important note: none of this guarantees overnight riches. What the numbers show is slow, reliable progress for people who stick to the basics. Anyone promising rapid wealth is not teaching a sustainable path. You're building a foundation, solid, repeatable, resilient. Here's a quick checklist you can use tonight. 1. Track every expense for 30 days. 2. Find $50 this week to start a buffer. 3. Pick one side project you can test for 4 weeks. 4. Automate one saving or investing transfer. 5. Repeat. Each step might feel small, but it accumulates faster than you expect. The beauty is in simplicity. A very crucial takeaway from all of this is this: financial freedom isn't a fixed number you suddenly reach. On a personal level, it begins the moment you start tracking your expenses. Because if you don't understand the source of a problem, you can't fix it. Tracking your numbers reveals your current reality, and more importantly, it shows you where and how to improve. And once you see that clearly, you can start making smarter, more intentional decisions. Even if you're satisfied with where you are, you can't afford to stay still. Want to know why? It's because inflation gradually reduces the value of money over time, which means that standing still is actually falling behind. So, the goal isn't just progress, it's continuous, intentional growth. Your path doesn't need a miracle. It needs small, steady decisions backed by data and supported by habits. Start tonight. Track the numbers. Try one small income test. Build the habit. Over time, the numbers will tell a new story. Your story. If this resonates, hit subscribe to Bankroll Freedom Figures. We break down real stories, numbers, and step-by-step strategies every week. You will find not just instruction, but repeated patterns you can apply immediately, allowing your financial confidence to grow steadily. Over the coming months, notice the incremental changes. a $10 saving here, a $20 buffer there, a $50 side hustle addition. All these moments add up. Momentum is not glamorous, but it is unstoppable when repeated consistently. The key is persistence and not intensity. If you want more real examples and simple playbooks, hit subscribe, like, and comment with one small step you take this week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video on Bankroll Freedom Figures.